This one just came across my desk. The market is flooded with Buicks. Now might be a great time to get a Buick because they're rotting on the car dealerships like trash. Ooh, that's a negative connotation. You should be able to score a deal on one of these if you don't mind being seen driving a Buick. Here are the numbers. Buick has a 121-day supply. For context, Toyota has less than a 30-day supply. When I talk about days of supply, that means the number of days it would take to deplete the current new car inventory at the current rate of sale, meaning Buicks have a long way to go. The car is actually pretty decent if you want to get one, but they still have a major branding issue. When you think of Buick, you probably think of your grandpa or your granddad, something along those lines. And marketing matters. That's why they're not selling so much and they're on the lots for upwards of 4 months. Here's something else to consider. There are 4 current Buick models available on the market: the Enclave, Encore, Encore GX, and Envision. Out of production Buick vehicles include the Century, LaCrosse, LeSable, Lucerne, Park Avenue, Rainier, Regal, Regal Sportback, Regal Tour X, Rendezvous, Riviera, Skylark, Terraza, and Verano. Those are the ones that are out of stock. Only 4 current models are available. Again, Enclave, Encore, Encore GX, and Envision. All right, this is a follow-up on a study about the best used cars for the money. If you're looking for something positive, this video is for you. If you're looking for something negative, just check out one of my other videos. So used car prices remain near record high levels, but used car shoppers can still find some low-price models with plenty of life left in them. The latest IC car study analyzed over 2 million cars to see which used models are priced the lowest yet offer the longest remaining lifespan, thus making them the best used cars for the money. You ready? Let's get started. So this study looked at 5-year-old models priced between 18 and 26 grand with an average remaining lifespan of more than 150,000 miles. That's a bonus. It also looked at 10-year-old models priced between 9 and 19 grand with an average remaining lifespan of more than 100,000 miles. That's pretty good in this economy, right? Now, all these cars are priced well below the average late model used car, which cost 33 grand. Here is the chart. The key findings from this: the Honda Fit can provide over 150,000 miles of remaining use for just $18,500. The Prius can offer up to 185,000 miles of remaining use for less than 24 grand, along with substantially reduced fuel costs. All the best 5-year-old used models for the money still have more than 130,000 miles of potential use to offer frugal used car shoppers. In addition to the 5 and 10-year-old used cars for the money, this comprehensive study also provides the best used cars for the money across several popular vehicle segments, including SUVs, trucks, sedans, hatchbacks, hybrid vehicles, and EVs. As usual, our chart here has Hondas and Toyotas dominating the list of the average for all 5-year-old cars. I think these are some things you should definitely look into. You can check out quotes.everymandriver.com for the best used car prices in your zip code. Just type in or use the drop-down menu for the make, model, and your zip code. If you can't find what you're looking for in your zip code, as always, just expand your zip code and be willing to drive a few miles to save a few bucks. As we head into 2023 and you are car shopping, which car brands should you be focusing on? Which ones have the best value long term, especially if you want to sell it? Here are the 5 brands with the worst resale value moving forward. Buick has the worst value retention rate out of the non-luxury vehicle brands. This, according to our friends over at Car Edge. In fact, you can offload it after 5 years of ownership for approximately 63% of its original price. Naturally, this differs from model to model. For instance, the Buick Enclave's value depreciates by slightly over $20,000 within the first 5 years. You can only sell it for 61% of its initial cost. As for the Buick Encore, it depreciates by 35% over 5 years. The Buick Envision slots right in the middle and will depreciate 63.15% of its original cost in the same period. Chrysler has the second worst depreciation rate of any non-luxury brand, and you can sell it for an average of 64.84% of its original price. As one of Chrysler's more popular offerings, the Pacifica loses approximately 37% of its initial value over 5 years for a well-maintained Pacifica, averaging 12,000 miles a year. These calculations also assume the cost of the car was $47,500 when new. The automaker's full-size sedan, the Chrysler 300, retains 64.8% of its value after 5 years. At 7 years, you can only sell it for 50% of its original price. Like the Pacifica, this is based on the assumption you're driving at 12,000 miles a year. Jeep does a slightly better job of retaining its value, though you still only get 68% of the original cost if you sell it after 5 years. This goes for your truck or SUV. The Jeep Cherokee and Jeep Grand Cherokee depreciate the fastest on the automaker's lineup, retaining just 63% and 62% of their initial value after 5 years. The Wrangler and Gladiator are tied on the other end, having lost approximately 22.2% of their value during the same period. Ram's value retention shows a distinct disparity between the heavy-duty and smaller pickups. The heavy-duty options like the Ram 3500 and 4500 seem to offer the best value retention in the lineup. The 3500, for instance, can be sold for 71% of its initial cost. The 4500, on the other hand, retains 73, almost 74% of the original price over 5 years, something it shares with the Ram 5500. On the other hand, the Ram 1500, the brand's smallest pickup, depreciates by 31% over 5 years. While Ford is considered among the best American car brands, it has the 5th worst value retention of vehicles sold in the U.S. at 69%. With a more extensive lineup than the other brands listed, the value retention rates vary according to car type. The SUVs, for example, are the manufacturer's weakest links, with the Explorer and Expedition retaining only 62 and 63% of their value. Conversely, the trucks seem to offer significantly better resale values. The F-250 Super Duty hardly depreciates, and you can recoup 82% of the truck's initial value after 5 years. However, there's a sharp decline in the value between the 5th and 6th years of ownership to 66%. Another example is the F-550 Super Duty. Its value drops to 80% after 5 years. Also, like the F-250, it follows by a sharp decline in value over the next year to 66.8%. One final note, if you are in the market for a new vehicle soon, great. Connect with your local dealership and price and test drive at least 3 different vehicles. A vehicle's strengths and weaknesses can only be discovered when you are behind the wheel. My reviews can be good, but you need to test drive these yourself. Visit quotes.everymandriver.com, select the make, model, and your zip code, and you'll get invoice pricing in your area on those vehicles. Shop smarter with price quotes at quotes.everymandriver.com.
Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time.